I'm wondering, Tabetha, because you mentioned this idea of like taking over the Democratic Party, and you oscillate between that, idea for maybe enacting some progressive change or affecting some progressive change in this country. I'm wondering what you think is, if you have any ideas or predictions about what's going to happen in 2024, whether or not you think Biden will still be a viable candidate to run for re-election, or if you think they're going to try to shove Kamala Harris down our throats as the nominee and get everyone else out of the way, kind of like in 2016, where they, just tried to coronate Hillary Clinton and, pretend like there was no, battling of any factions or any kind of resent or anything like that towards her. Do you have any predictions in that realm?
My first prediction is that Jeff Bezos is going to run.
Really?
I just have a feeling. I feel like he's doing certain things financially with some of his, where he's sitting on boards, that he's shifting them around in a way that makes me believe that he's going to run for office. I can't imagine him running for not running for president, but
with the massive ego, the Messiah complex.
Yeah. I don't see him running for like vice president or like senator. So I think,
I'm running to be a city council person. Just want to get my foot in the door and serve the people of Seattle,
Oh my God, that would be so amazing. I would love that. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Doesn't seem like he's that kind of guy.
No. I think there will be at least one other billionaire person that will try to put their hat in the ring.
There's going to be like 7, right? Like, we're going to see Howard Schultz pathetically get in again. You're going to see like Mark Cuban be like, fine, it's time to put an end to this, like I'm going to get in the race. You're going to, I just think it's going to be sad. It's going to be a bunch of people spending $100 million on their own ego, only to realize, wait, Donald Trump was actually a political genius. Like, yeah, we fucking fooled ourselves this entire time.
Yeah, but
I can't just buy an election.
I think that you're an idiot if you're a billionaire and you just think your money is going to be able to buy you the presidency.
Exactly.
Because look what happened with Michael Bloomberg, and look what happened with Howard Schultz or whatever his name was. Like, people were like, "Get the fuck away from me! Like, we don't want this. We don't." Democrats and Republicans. Republicans hate Jeff Bezos too. Like, no one is particularly a huge fan of that guy unless you're like one of the elites too, one of these, crazy rich people. So I feel like these people's egos are just so massive that they do think they're going to be well received, and then they just get hit with reality as soon as people actually
live in a bubble, dude. I mean, think about it. Like these people, they all think they're God, right? And they have a bunch of people that are jerking them off all day long, and just like, yes, sir, yeah, you're the greatest, of course, because they want to profit off of them. It's really delusional, but
a really good way to look at it, because I find that people who aren't, don't watch a lot of cable news or aren't like that into the whole political drama, the way I explain it to them is like the Kardashians, where for years and years, they didn't realize that half of the people who were watching their show hated them. Hated them. And as they got more involved in social media, and that show and the social media became way, more connected into their actual real life. And then, they get like attacked with guns and have their jewels stolen. Like, and we know that's real because the cameras weren't there. That's how we know that really happened. But I feel like that's how politicians are. I think they've been living in this world of like, oh, people love our stuff and they love us and they give us money. And it's like the Democrats are like, no, sometimes we give you $20 just because the other guy's worse.
Yeah. And
there's nothing, or there's no option.
And what was amazing about Trump was he recognized, and I say amazing, of course he was odious and deplorable. Yeah. But what he understood was that they were hated, but that means you'll still watch, right? So you're still hooked. And he understood that for because of his time, I really think it's from his time like being the heel in WWE, right? The reason that him and what's the guy's name? Vince McMahon, the dude for the old school wrestling guy, the reason that he would have him come into the ring and they would do those like, oh, you have a wrestler that's being you, and that wrestler is being me, and we're battling it out. And, it's because he was the perfect heel. Donald Trump was the perfect heel then, and people watched him. When he was the host of The Apprentice, right, he was a piece of shit. He fired people, right? But you watched, right? Because it was the hooks were in you, and he understood that, and he exploited it, and he just took people's hatred of politicians and, you know, swapped it out into the exact same thing. It wasn't just his money.
He understood that, you know, politics in the modern era is a game of television. It is a media game. It is a, you know, reality TV show in and of itself. And yeah, his years of perfecting that performance of, you know, the boss on The Apprentice, it absolutely, you know, dealt him it gave him an advantage over his competition, especially in the Republican field, where they really do, worship that charisma of celebrity, despite pretending to hate celebrities and West Coast elites and all that. Reagan,
oh my God, such hypocrites.
Yeah, honestly, it's crazy.